Hey guys, what is up? Robin here, and welcome to 100 Days in Hardcore Minecraft. I have set myself to make it to 100 days in a solo Minecraft world, but there is a twist. Hardcore mode is essentially that you only have one life, and that is it. You are locked into hard difficulty for the entire world until you die. Once you die, then the world will be permanently deleted, and you can no longer play in said world. So, I have set out to live in this world for 100 days and try to survive. I will make goals for each 100 days I survive in this world. In this 100 days, the goal is to make a suitable place to live, get pretty powerful tools and armor, and kill the almighty Ender Dragon. Will I survive? Watch and find out. 100 days. This is going to be a long one. Essentially, when you start a world, you want a world that has a good place for wood, so you can gather wood to create wooden tools to get stone, so you can get stone tools. And I did! Nice. Time to start deforestation. After making wooden tools, I set off in a nearby cave and collected stone to make stone tools. After that, I made my way toward the mountain straight behind me, and as I was slaying animals to fill the pit in my stomach, I found a cherry forest and collected the cherry wood and saplings so that I could before leaving this place for probably forever. Then I made a boat out of cherry wood. That's pretty nice. Then I stumbled across this abandoned nether portal and got nothing good. And then I found this village in the middle of the woods. Don't worry, villagers, I will bring this back. Spoiler alert. I did not. I spent most of day 2 getting wood to trade with a villager to get an iron axe from another. Left the village to only find another village, but it was getting dark, so I needed a place to stay for the night. Raided the other village on day 3, and then left to find a place to settle. I've been out for too long. Wandered into a snowy tundra, but I don't like snow. Found another village before dark and stayed there for the night. I yet again raided this village on day 4. For those wondering why I didn't kill any of the iron golems during this 100 days, was because I played through 3 other worlds before this, and I died to creepers all 3 times. I didn't want to take another chance and die to a golem, all because of terrain. And what I mean by terrain, I mean by building blocks up and miscalculating it, and then the iron golem coming to kill me. Then I left and wandered through the tundra once again. Wandered for so long that I got dark, so I went to bed in the cold. Found a ruined portal, and as I did that, I found a pillager outpost. So I opened my coordinates, so they'll be on screen for me to remember at a later date. I will probably find another one closer to my home later, but still did it anyway. Then I found an acacia biome later, and it got dark. Bummer. Okay, still haven't found a home yet. Need to do that. I did not. I spent the rest of the day traveling the ocean and looting shipwrecks around the ocean. Day 7 was no different. Looted shipwrecks and got buried treasure until dark, and then I found a village to stay at during the night. Hopefully tomorrow will give me enough luck to find a place to call home. I woke up on day 8, determined to find somewhere I can make my base. I looted the village and headed around the mountain directly behind it. I followed a river that led to a grass plains near an ocean until I found a patch of land with a little beach nearby. And I think this is where I'll call home. On day 9, I was setting up camp and getting things smelted if needed be. After that was done, I scoped the area for possible other places I could settle in. But ultimately, I have already decided. So I dug to try and level the land as much as possible so I can start building. I dug until dark and went to bed. Ah, what a beautiful morning. Back to landscaping. And then spent the rest of day 10 clearing more area. Day 11 was really boring. All I did was kind of just wait for trees to grow and wandered around my base a little bit. That's it. Day 12, I began to my sugarcane farm. Nice. Then I decided to start mining. I wanted diamonds. Then I forgot the torches. And then I continued to mine. Then it got late. I needed to go to bed. Woke up day 13 to plant some trees so I can begin to build my home. After planting some saplings, I made my way back down to the mines to look for some diamonds. After some digging, I stumbled across this cave system that I would like to explore. Made the area safe for me to venture through and actually found a good supply of iron. And then I was attacked by many different mobs. This doesn't look good. Played my way through them and continued my way through the cave. I thought I would continue down into my mine until my pickaxe broke. I needed to make my way back up to the surface. Made a new pickaxe at the start of day 14 and made my way back down into the mines. Mined all the way down toward a pretty big cave system. No! The mobs! They're everywhere! Just kidding, they died easily. Also, the cave was not that big at all, I lied. Looted it and kept mining. Kept going until I hit a certain point so I can mine straight through to find some diamonds until I found my first set of diamonds. Yes! I mined them and continued straight through until I found a small cave system to explore. Note to anyone playing hardcore for the first time, do not go into these cave systems without any good gear in the early game. Like me. This is how you die, and I died to a creeper and skeleton combo 3 times before this. All on day 27 too. Tragic. Oh well, realized my demons were following me and went home. Day 15, I'm growing trees and clearing more space. That's it. Day 16, I started to play around with the spruce wood and cherry wood combination, and I wasn't really happy with it, but I'm going to try more on day 17. Went straight towards the sand patch just over the distance on day 17. I'm gathering sand so I can smelt them to make windows for my house. After that, I went to mine more trees and continue to add onto my house. And I'm still a little iffy on the whole spruce and cherry combo. I just don't like it. Then I collected my sugarcane and planted more of it so I could produce more paper later on. I ended the day by filling a patch of pond nearby just to make my land a little more flat around the area. I finished the patch of pond here on day 18. Then I started on more housework. I struggled so hard to get the spruce and cherry to work, but I couldn't. I tried to make a log pattern underneath it, and that just didn't work, so I tried every other block and that didn't work. So I just decided to rip it apart and just do spruce. Waste of a day. Alright, today I'm working on the house and trying to see if I can just get the spruce to work, and so far I'm liking it. But most of the day consisted of me gathering the wood to complete the project in the first place, so I had to go into day 20 to continue it. So on day 20, I was working on getting the side of the house to look nice and find good placement for windows. I struggled with different patterns with spruce logs, and no matter how hard I tried to make them look nice, I couldn't, so I just stuck with the basic design for right now. Today I was just laying down the floorboards until a wandering trader made his way into my base, trying to sell me something. His trays were bad, so I had to end him. This is nothing personal, bud. Then I finished the floorboards. I set off into the forest on day 22. My goal today was to find a lava pool so I can gather obsidian so I can make a nether portal and enter the nether. Didn't find one and was making my way back before my dinner was called, so I had to pause my game. Waiting. Okay, now I can make my way home. Day 23, I gathered all my sugarcane and replanted some of it, and then I used the rest of it to make books so I can start making my enchantment table. Then I started to expand my house. See, I wasn't happy with the designs I was making for my house. Either it would look too plain or too bulky, they just looked really bad. So I decided to expand it to the right and make it a little bigger, and not make it look too basic. Day 24, I took down some of my trees so I can place floors in the secondary part of my house. Then I placed down some more spruce saplings so I can build onto my house. I then proceed to add more to my house on day 25. Then I added some windows to the other part of the house, so it didn't just look like a box on the side of my house. Then I grabbed the good old shovel and began to expand into my property. I then gathered the wood I placed down on day 24 on day 26. Then I kind of just built onto the house some more. Nothing too crazy on day 26. Okay. It's day 27. From the previous attempts, I should know to stay away from mining. As long as I do that, everything should be okay. I proceeded to head down into the mines. I was after one thing. Diamonds. I mined until I found an 8 vein of diamonds, and I was really happy. Instead of trying to turn around and give up so I didn't die, I proceeded to mine until I found a huge cave. So now that the video is sped up for time lapse, I want to let you know that this is not a good idea to do what I did without good gear and no way to protect myself from falling into lava or getting dropped on by a creeper. Day 27 has always been a cursed day to me since I have died 3 different times to a creeper explosion in caves because I was diamond hungry, but luckily, as I was going through this cave, I did not die. But please, to anyone doing this in hardcore, do not do this ever. Alright, now that I have survived day 27, I can now continue on my way into day 28. I continued to mine into more of the cave until I found even more diamonds. This is my day. After that, I turned around so I can get the easily accessible diamonds around the cave, and oh my god, the amount of diamonds I found was crazy. It came back with a whopping 26 diamonds. But tragedy struck. As I was exiting my mine, it was dark, and I tried to run to my bed, but unfortunately, I ran into a zombie and a skeleton. Then more zombies showed up, and I was being ganged up on by the projectiles from the skeleton and the fist of the zombie, which made me run into the river. Luckily, I made it to the floor of the river and ate some steak to gain my health again. But the skeleton gave chase, but thanks to him being under the water, I killed him. I tried to take on the zombie, but they were around my sugarcane, so I couldn't kill them. But instead of trying to get onto the land and kill them myself, I made the smart decision to make a tower with walls on the middle of the river, so I didn't take the risk of getting hit by a creeper. Another tip for you guys. Walls are a great way to defend yourself from mobs, but if you don't have walls like myself, place torches around your base so mobs can't spawn on your base like they did with mine. After experiencing trauma, I went on to make diamond armor. Then, because I was desperate to make an enchanted pickaxe, I decided to make a nether portal and head into the nether, so I can mine quartz to also see if I can get a nether fortress or a bastion. Again, another tip, never leave your nether portal open and not blocked off. You'll see later. Anyways, once I entered the Nether, I spawned into a soul sand biome, and I was a little scared after what happened the day prior. Never mind, I have diamond armor. I proceeded to bridge across the other side of the soul sand valley to get to the Nether wastelands. This is a safe way to bridge, never build in a straight line, that's just dumb. I started to explore the other parts of the Nether wastelands, until I found a nearby Nether fortress and I was happy, so I went and saved the cords, even though I didn't need them. It would be too dangerous to head into the fortress now, so I left and continued to mine nether quartz for XP. I mined quartz till I hit level 30, and then I left the nether. I proceeded to head into my mine because I didn't have enough obsidian to make an enchantment table. Give me the black block. I made my enchantment table on day 31. I was able to make a max enchantment table with all the materials I had, but I didn't enchant anything yet, so I just mined down my tree so I can make a charcoal. Day 32, I needed to keep my steak source up, so I made a pen for cows. Then I gathered some nearby cows and begun to get them in my pen and breed them. Then for the rest of the day, I was locating more cows so I could fill up the pen. I needed leather, so I went and killed this innocent donkey. But then, I noticed this nearby cave on the other side of the river, and I finally located a zombie spawner. This is really good, because I need them to get me XP quick, and by setting up a zombie farm, I can get XP really quickly. So for the rest of the day, I was setting up this XP farm, so I can finally start building up my levels so I can get stronger and not die immediately, which was the original goal for this series, but because of how quick I was able to get this XP, I moved the goal to also killing the dragon. Then finally, on day 34, I got the farm started and spent the rest of the day waiting for zombies so I could kill them for XP. Day 35, I enchanted 2 things. First, I enchanted my boots with protection 4 and unbreaking 3, and I was very happy about that. Then I made a diamond sword so I can enchant the sword to get myself a sharpness 4. Knockback 2, and a looting 3 diamond sword. Then I went back to the XP farm and began to kill zombies for the rest of the day. Oh, the zombies so loud! Day 36, I went to enchant my pickaxe and got only efficiency 4, and I got frustrated, so I disenchanted it and went back to enchant a pickaxe again, and only got unbreaking 3. I was very pissed and went back to the farm to get more XP. Oh my god, the zombies are so loud, what am I supposed to do? Oh. I can just turn off hostile mob sounds. Cool! I finally got a decent enchantment on my pickaxe. That was satisfying. I also got prot 4 and unbreaking 3 on my chestplate, which is also satisfying. Then I went to go look for this buried treasure, and somehow, as I was looking for the buried treasure on the ocean, I stumbled across the village I found on day 8. Great! Now I can easily access villagers. But not today. It was getting dark and spooky. Then I found the treasure. Day 39, I put on my big boy pants and went to take on the Nether fortress. When I got there, I was expecting it to be more dangerous to traverse, but I was wrong. Instead, it was rather easy as I didn't have too many mobs spawning all over the fortress, which made looting it very easy. I then made my way to find a blaze spawner so I can get myself some blaze rods so I can make potions and make eyes of ender for the end portal. After I was done, I went to kill some nearby endermen so I can get their eyes of ender pearls. Their eyes of ender. Their ender pearls. But I got pretty low from one of them. But I still killed them anyway. I came back home on day 40. I started my nether wart farm so I can start making potions. I wanted night vision potions so I can traverse the big open cave, so that way I could locate more diamonds. But before I do that, I wanted fortune 3 on my pickaxe so I could mine even more diamonds. I hate my life. After cycling through some books, I finally could enchant my pickaxe with Fortune 3, but I didn't have enough levels. On day 41, I wanted to brew some potions for an advancement. I wanted to make some night vision potions for now, just to have them for later. But I forgot that you needed golden carrots to make night vision potions. So I then made a carrot farm, and oh my god. I just want to apologize to everyone for how bad this farm is and how long it took me to make this farm. It took way too long. I finally got a carrot. Nice. After spending 70 years on making a carrot farm, I was finally able to brew these potions of night vision for the advancement for brewing a potion. Anyways, back to killing zombies. Yes. Peace and quiet. Dead! More grinding! Then I came back up to the surface on day 44. I finally got my Fortune 3 enchantment for my pickaxe so I can mine diamonds and get even more. Then I cycled through some enchantments. I'm not really happy with prot 3 on the legs, but it'll have to do. Then I continued to cycle through enchantments until I finally got a protection 4 enchantment on my helmet. But I can't enchant it right now due to my low level. Oh well, time for bed, Jesse. We need to cook. Made my way back down into the mine to locate those sweet, juicy diamonds. Found a good bit of them on the first level cave, and then found a boatload in the larger cave below. After collecting diamonds, I mostly spent the rest of the day down in the cave, killing mobs for XP. Then, after murdering all those damn mobs, I made my way up to the upper part of the cave and located more diamonds. Then I made my way towards the mine shaft across from me, but due to the danger of it, I didn't want to take any risks, so I jumped into the water below. Then I made my way back, only for it to be night, and I killed all of them until the sun rose. Then I waited for the zombies to spawn. Die! Day 48, I went back to the surface once again to enchant my helmet to get full protection on all my armor. Except for the legs. I need to work on that. Then I wanted to enchant other stuff. Maybe get better enchantments for my gears, so I went across the base to find better ways to get level 30. As I was on 29. Kill the cattle. Kill the cattle. Killed the cattle and got to level 30. Then I roasted their meat. Time for bed. Woke up on day 49 to gather protection books to make a protection 3 book so then I could get protection 4 on my legs. And now I am full protection. Then I expanded on the base some more, but it's not as slow this time because of my brand new shovel. Alrighty, 50% of the way there. Let's get it. But the only thing I did on this day was kind of expand the base the whole day, so yeah, I was bored. And then for some unexplained reason, I am sitting AFK for the entirety of day 51. Day 52, I am not AFK and I am removing all the stone off the floor and replacing it with dirt. But the whole day was spent mining. Then I placed down all the dirt into the empty spaces from where the stone was. Woke up on day 54 and saw some trespassers entering my property, so I gathered some white stuff and went to eliminate the intruders. After killing them, I realized that I didn't need the white stuff since the new update makes them drop a bottle that starts raids. After that, I took down my trees to make slabs for my ceiling in my home. I continued to slab up the ceiling on day 55. After slabbing, I then started to light up my house so mobs can't spawn. I then began to make a staircase made of slabs to get to the second floor of my house, and then I started to build up on my house for the second level to the sunset on day 55. Ran out of wood on day 56, so I placed a lot of saplings and basically had to wait the whole day for them to grow. I got bored and made TNT to blow up some land to make it faster, but it just made the land look more ugly. Waiting. Even more waiting. Why are we still here? I took down all my spruce trees on day 60. Then I heard the intruders on the upper floor of my house, so I had to eliminate them. I murdered them and got their bottle. Then I built onto my house and placed more slabs on the ceiling for the rest of day 60. Okay, I only have 39 days left and I don't have villagers yet. Let's get it. So I am making an underground facility to store my villagers when I get them, and the goal is to make them look as nice as possible. So I wanted to make a hallway with little rooms on the side to store villagers, and I wanted to make it with stone bricks and white concrete, but I didn't have time today to make them, so I had to finish it tomorrow. Made hard white stuff on day 62. I know there are probably better ways to do this, but this is how I want to do it. One thing that bothers me is why rain doesn't turn the powder into a solid block. It doesn't make any sense. After that, I start to place the hard white stuff all over the floor. Then I started to make the rooms for my villagers. Kidnapping is legal in Minecraft. I spent the whole day getting 2 villagers back home, but had to call it short when the sun set. I wasn't risking a zombie getting this guy. I then put the other into his cell. Then I made them breed so I can use them for profit. As I was waiting for them to grow up, I was making more rooms so I can place more villagers in there and get even more trades. I continued to breed more villagers, and then I wanted to make librarian trades for mending books. I went to mine the lectern and it then vanished, so I had to log quickly and I got it back. Then I made the mistake of not closing off the rooms so the baby villagers were able to get out, so I spent all day getting them back in, but unfortunately, I lost one in the middle of the night. It's okay, I just went back to the village to replace my boy on day 66. Got him in his cell and all was good. Then all of day 67 trading with the librarian to get that mending book, and after a whole day's worth of trading, I got it. Nice. I didn't do anything. Waste of a day. I basically didn't make any progress on day 69, but it's okay because it is day 69. Day 70 is a good one. I was trading for the whole day and managed to get myself some nice mending books to put onto my armor. Spent all of day 71 cycling the trades of a Nether librarian, but I got nothing worth value. Then, on day 72, I got Unbreaking 3 from the librarian. I'll take it. Started to work on my roof on day 73, but then I changed my mind and traded the paper with the librarian for more emeralds, I guess. Wasting my time. Went to get XP on day 74. Never mind, I got bored. Then my cleric tried to escape, but being the owner of this villager, he wasn't getting far. Your punishment comes later. Spent all day 75 looking for the stronghold so I can get the books to trade with the villagers. It took all day, but I found it and dug straight down. Then I explored the whole stronghold on day 76 and found 2 libraries which were good for me. I got everything I needed and located the portal room and then dug straight up and headed home. Finally back home on day 77. I spent the whole day trading with villagers to keep getting mending books for my gear. Hello, zombies. I have returned for your flesh. Die! I spent the entirety of day 79 working on getting a powerful bow. So in order for me to be ready to fight the Ender Dragon, I need a bow powerful enough to do damage to the dragon as it is flying in the air. So I went down to trade with my villagers, and I cycled the whole day with a new librarian until I got the power 5 trade. I was happy. Got full mending on day 80. I was so happy that for some reason I went to the Nether and did 1 trade each with 2 piglins, and then left. Then I needed coal, so I spent the rest of the day searching for coal. Woke up in a village on day 81. Then I stole all of their goods. I'll burn it down one day. Then I continued to look for coal the rest of the day. Didn't make a lot of progress on day 82. Did some trading, but that's really it. Oh yeah, I also made a crossbow and enchanted it. Great. I made a Fletcher on day 83. This is one of the best villagers to get emeralds from because of sticks. So I went to the woods nearby and started to take down some trees so that way I could get sticks to trade for emeralds. Did some more trading and I got enough emeralds to get that power 5 book. Of course I applied it to my bow. Again, kind of a waste of a day. Basically, I just kind of took down some trees and ran around a lot. I have no idea what I was doing. Almost the same as yesterday, but I did get enough wood for sticks and I traded them. But after that, it was just kind of boring, so I just cycled the enchantment table for an infinity bow. Okay, so this is where I'm getting a little frustrated while doing the editing to this video. I'm pissed because I am not working on my house. I've been sleeping outside for 87 days now, and it's pissing me off, not while I was playing, but while I'm editing. Anyways, I went down into the mines without a care at all. Then I went to the big cave and to go kill some mobs for some reason. I don't remember the reason. Just gonna say it. Anyways, I'm gonna kill some mobs. And then I did nothing because for some reason I just don't want to work on my house. Okay. Surely something happens on day 90 that isn't me just running around. It did! Started a level 3 raid and my god, for a level 3 raid there are so many of them. If this is a level 3, then I'm scared to see what a level 5 is like. The raid took me all the way into day 91. But little did I know that this raid was so long that it continued into the next day as well. After a long and difficult raid, I came out victorious. But for some stupid reason, after I got Hero of the Village, I just ran around and did nothing again. Like, what am I even doing in this field for so long? Why? I started to actually care on day 93. I did some trading with the Hero of the Village effect, so I can do some effective trading. If you guys don't know what Hero of the Village is, then essentially it is an effect in the game where the villagers like you after saving them from a raid and you get a discount on trading. Then I did the unthinkable. I started to work on my house once again. Day 94 is a good one. I made some progress on the roof on the side bit, but the only issue I have is the roof looks a little funky, but I promise you guys, I did fix it. So I had to wait for trees to grow, so I basically just did some more trading before the effect ran out, and then with whatever wood I had, I just started working on the house. So I'm not sleeping for the rest of these days, because I need phantom membrane so I can make slow falling potions. But unfortunately, for some stupid reason, I didn't get any phantoms at all. This is great. Anyways, I spent the whole day planting and mining trees and working on my house. Spent the whole day putting together the rest of the house. I'm really close to finishing it, and I really hope I can finish this before the 100 days is over. Spoiler alert, I don't. But I do get very close, so that's something. Alright, so I spent as much of the day as I could working on my house. But I had to cut it short as day 100 was slowly amongst us. So I spent the rest of the day gathering resources to fight the Ender Dragon. Then, tragedy struck. This is a tip for everyone that starts a world like this, and I even foreshadowed this earlier, but as I was walking to the Nether portal to gather gold for gapples, the moment I stepped in, there were 2 raiders in there waiting to kill me. And I should have closed another portal, but I'm an idiot, and I didn't do that, resulting in me having to use one of my totems. In the end, I did kill them and survive, but now I know for next time, and this is for all of you as well. After succumbing to PTSD in the Nether, I made my way out of the Nether to continue getting my gear up. I then gathered everything I could for my fight and made my way to the stronghold. I then got lost, cause I'm an idiot. Alright, here we are. Day 100. Let's get it. I mined my way down to the portal and jumped in to begin the most epic battle of the series. Since I have killed the dragon many past times on Bedrock, I have had no real problems killing the Java dragon. I took out all the towers with ease and with my very powerful bow and began to attack the dragon. And after a long fight, the dragon has died. And I collected the egg and went through the portal to end this 100 days. And that's it, 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I learned a lot more than I thought I did, especially coming from Bedrock, which is an easier version of Minecraft to play compared to Java, but I managed. If you guys did enjoy, I suggest you hit the like and subscribe button so you can see more videos like this, and so that way you guys don't miss out on the 200 days when that drops. If you guys want to see uncensored and unedited videos or early access videos, go check out my Patreon in the description of the video for only $5 a month. As well as joining my Patreon, you guys can also get access to world downloads, so you guys can also explore my 100 days worlds as I continue this series onward. Also, I want to give a shout out to Luke the Notable for inspiring this 100 day series, as I also said at the beginning of this video. Anyways guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Also wanted to add a few things in here at the end of the video. I'm sorry that this was late. I've spent 8 months on this video, and it would have been out sooner, but a lot of things got in the way, like mental health and a bunch of other things as well. Also, by the time this video releases, which is on the 31st of January, I barely missed the deadline, but it still is releasing in January just like I promised. And everything is still right about the end of the video. Patreon will be in the description below if you guys want to check out all my uncensored and unedited content, as well as early access to posts. And of course, with this series, with the world downloads and stuff, you guys can go check it out. Anyway, I just thought I'd pop in here real quick and close off this video just to clear some stuff up real quick and all that. And I'll see you guys all in the next one whenever 200 days starts. Peace out, guys.